Hey there, everybody. Matt Carter here.
And Jessica Carter from CARTERMATT.com.
This video, we have a quest. We need to cheer Jess up because at the moment, this is one of those really bad Halloween pranks. Tonight's episode of Dancing with the Stars is when somebody, maybe you leave your pumpkin out like a night before Halloween and then somebody comes and just like smashes the pumpkin against the garage door. That is kind of what has happened here for Jess. Karamo is gone from the competition. It is not settling in. This is a very dark day.
Not only is Karamo gone, but we also had Kate in the bottom. This was a pounding my fist on the desk and screaming at the gods while my world was burning around me.
This was a dark time. I did not know if there was actually going to be medical clearance for us to be able to do this video with just the state of our brains, the state of our health. I thought one of us would have a heart attack. No, Karamo is gone. And I mean, okay, well, before we do anything else and try to make sense of this madness, if you like this video, be sure to give us a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. As you can see, Coco Vanderwolf doing her best to try to provide comfort in the midst of what is a very, very dark time with Karamo leaving. We knew that this was coming. This is kind of probably the hardest part about this, is that this is like that accident that you can see a mile away because Karamo had been in danger before. Okay, use your words.
This is not going to be a whole video of me crying. So, yes, he's been in danger before. It's so frustrating, and I don't know if anyone else out there is feeling as frustrated as I am. Not just that Karamo has gone, but that there are going to be more dancers that are better than Sean that are going to be going home. This isn't over.
Okay,
you need to,
Okay, here's the thing. It is Halloween. The ghost of Bristol Palin is currently dancing with the stars. None of us who remember the good, well, I don't like to say the good old days, but like the old days of Bristol Palin being on, she was not good. She made it really, really far. Like, there was a point where people were asking, is Bristol Palin actually going to win Dancing with the Stars? The answer was no, but she caused many a nightmare. I don't need to reenact the guy who shot his TV again. We talked about that last week, but still, this is the way of things, and it doesn't matter if Dancing with the Stars is going to try to change the rules in order to ensure that people don't have this happen in the future. If you got a big enough audience, it's going to happen.
But really, it just feels like I don't know how much of the judges' scores actually seem to factor into this, because we've got Sean, who they've even said not only is the worst dancer, but that he's sliding backwards. And I have said on this channel that he has been improving for how he's been doing. Yeah. He's not improving to the point that he's reaching everybody else, but Sean against himself has been improving. Tonight's dance, I actually had a lot of hope for him when I saw that he was doing a dance as Frankenstein, and this is absolutely no slight at him, but he is very sort of blocky when he's dancing, and Frankenstein also kind of blocky. So I thought, okay, they're going to be able to put together a really cool dance that leans into what Sean is doing, so that this will end up being an even better dance for him. I thought tonight he was going to improve.
And yet, here we are. I like to speak a lot in terms of analogies. I feel like people who have watched the YouTube channel know this already. It's Sean on Dancing with the Stars. It's sort of like you have a kid who figures out how to do a really funny impression, and the first few times you hear it, it's kind of like endearing, and then it stays funny for a little while. But then about the 8th time you hear this kid do this, it's sort of like, okay, kid, I don't have to keep entertaining you with this anymore. And I think the judges at this point with Sean, they're at that spot where Sean, he has gotten better, but he's gotten better on such a smaller degree when everyone else is just so much better than him, and Sean has a ceiling, and there's only so far he can go. I think, we'll just get into Sean's routine here. I think the problem with Sean's routine is, number one, we're talking about him doing a dance style here, which is the worst possible dance style for someone like Sean to do.
It is.
He's always going to be bad at things that are very fast-paced and very much based on just high energy, things that are not going to be his forte. He can do a little bit better, I think, in more lyrical ballroom routines.
Yeah, he can, and he has.
Yeah, and so I think this is going to be one of the nights, I think, where Sean's deficiencies are the most obvious, especially because we had that group number, which we'll get into later. But I just think this is going to be a trend. We have to deal a little bit with it. We've already seen Karamo go. We have seen Sailor go. More than likely, we're probably going to say goodbye to someone like Kate or Kel as well. Brace yourself. I mean, just, she's upset right now. Wait until Kel has eliminated everyone. I may have to stamp like some TVMA logo on the corner of that video.
If Kel goes home before Sean, I don't even know what that video is going to look like, but you are probably going to want to tune in for it. Because if you think my meltdown has been pretty decent to watch as entertainment, Matt's meltdown is going to be next level. He is probably going to come on here wearing a Good Burger costume and is going to be crying.
Oh, I have an idea as to what it could feasibly be, but I'll share it with the class because I'm pretty sure eventually logic will win out and I don't want to wreck the entire studio, but it would probably in my head involve me taking a 2-liter bottle of orange soda and just pouring it all over my head and just sheer sadness.
Well, yeah, it would be super good if you didn't do that.
Yeah, probably, but I don't know. I mean, there's always a chance, so stay tuned. But anyway, all right, we'll try to transition into everyone else, but it's just...
Goodbye, Karamo.
Goodbye, Karamo.
This is the last time I'll be able to talk to you, so please, if you feel it in your heart that you do need to adopt me, that is still on the table, and it will still be, even though I won't be able to talk about you anymore.
Here's the comforting thing. Karamo is going to have more time now to work on the adoption papers in order to make that happen. All right.
But it was still shocking to see the two of them. I know that, I knew Karamo at some point was probably going to end up here before Sean, but it was actually kind of shocking for me to see Kate in there. I was just like, what is happening?
Karamo, we'll say this kind of as the final note for Karamo. At least he went out on better routines. He got really better these last couple weeks. He wasn't sort of like, the obvious, you're for sure going before Sean because you're not as bad as Sean, but you're not that much better. He got better these last couple weeks. I learned a lot about him. I didn't know that much about Karamo coming into this season.
Me neither. I didn't know him at all, and now I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, I think he comes across as really likable, really sweet, really caring. He just seems like a very, very good person, and it's nice to have people like that on Dancing with the Stars. Okay. Deep breath, we move on. Are you ready for this edition of Kel's Corner, where I may get closer and closer to getting to a restraining order by the time we get to the finale?
Okay, let's hear it. Kel's Corner.
Okay. Kel, he did the time warp, which I like to think, from what I know about Kel, he grew up as a theater kid. He wasn't on, he found fame kind of early on in life, but I have a feeling that Kel probably watched the Rocky Horror Picture Show many an occasion. I feel like,
for me, the Rocky Horror Picture Show holds a really special place in my heart because from ages like, I think I was 15 to 18 in Toronto at the Bloor Cinema, they had the Rocky Horror Picture Show and it played every single Saturday night, and I was there every single Saturday night, and I was part of the cast there. It is such an iconic movie.
Yeah. It's iconic. I think it's always pretty fun if you can do a dance like this successfully. It is just, time warp is really fast. It is really intense.
It is.
You gotta be all in on it.
And you have to be able to, I know you can't really do the pelvic thrust on TV, or on something like Dancing with the Stars, a little more family friendly, but they did a really good job of putting in what they could with the part of the dance and then improvising something a little more family friendly. I really like this dance.
Yeah, it was fun. I think it suited. I mean, Kel, as an actor, he's able to play big over-the-top characters. He's basically done it for the entirety of his career. So, Kel, it's time for us to have our conversation of the week here.
Here we go.
Kel, you're doing a great job. I'm really proud of you. I feel like you have shown people how great you really are. I think now they just need to be like, all right, you know what? Let's open the floodgates for you. You've done it. Go ahead, contact the music department. Make sure they have the sheet music prepared for I'm a Dude, We're All Dudes. Get the Good Burger costume on. Get ready for this. It is time to go for the jugular. If you can't do this, just find a way to like have all that cast members, the original ones, in the background, and they can just be cheering you. You will get so many hits from 90s nostalgia people. A quick little diversion here. Amanda Bynes at one point was asked to be on Dancing with the Stars this season. And, you know, I don't know where she is and everything that's going on with her life, but I think that this would have been the best opportunity to see her because her and Kel, former cast members, I would like to believe that they're still friends just because I like to believe that Kel is also my friend. Kel.
Oh my God.
My friend.
It is a Halloween episode. Things are getting real creepy over here, guys.
Okay, like I said, restraining order is possible by the end of this. Kel, you're doing it for us.
Kel is my friend.
Okay, well, come on. I probably have said worse things so far this season. All right.
I don't know about that.
Kel, it's all right. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. I got you over here. Okay. Let's move on now. Let's talk about Kate now that I have set the tone. I don't know what tone I've set, but I've set a tone. How are you feeling right now about Kate?
I really liked her dance tonight. There was a lot of great elements about it. I love everything that Kate does. I just feel my heart's a little sunken with her being in the bottom, and I'm a little worried that where is the Office audience? Where are you guys? Where are you guys? Come out and vote for her. Like, everybody's has watched every episode of The Office 100 times. Now's the time. Show us how much you love her.
Maybe everyone is really busy listening to Jenna Fisher and Angela Kinsey's new podcast. I mean, I don't know. I actually don't know if that's out yet, but...
You don't need your ears to vote.
All right, well, here's my theory. If I want to put something out there, I think, like with Sean, this was not the right sort of dance for Kate. This was probably one of the ones that she's going to struggle with the most. Rumba, I think she did a decent job. I don't think it was perfect. I think Kate will be fine. Kate will bounce back. Like with Allie, people, once you're in the bottom two, your fans start to be like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah, and Kate has been doing very solid that people maybe felt that there was no reason to really come out because great scores, why would she ever go home? Same with Allie. Oh, here's a bunch of 9s. Here's a bunch of more 9s. Oh, now you're in the bottom? That's why I'm really frustrated with the way that the scoring goes, that you can have these really great scores, but then it doesn't make any difference. Like, we combine the judges' scores with your votes. Well, do you?
Well, they do, but here's the thing. If you are, say, number 1 in the viewer votes, like, I don't know what the viewer votes actually are, so it's hard to really gauge everything exactly, but let's say, for example, Sean is getting more viewer votes than anyone else, which is theoretically possible. That's going to make it so that unless he's getting, like, really horrendous scores or there's just a very small pool of people left, it's going to be really hard to get rid of Sean. And, I mean, I think we have to at least entertain this as a possibility that Sean is getting more votes than everyone else, which, not that I want to put that out there into the universe right now, but
something is happening.
Yeah, it could very well happen, but I think Kate will bounce back. Now, I mean, who could we be worried about moving forward? I mean, let's talk about Hannah here, because...
Yeah, I was a little worried after seeing her dance tonight. There's something... I enjoyed watching her through her process and through her journey through Bachelor and Bachelorette. Here, I'm having a harder time having a connection with her, and there's something that I can't put my finger on, but it feels like either I'm not connecting with her through the dances, I'm not connecting with her through her packages. I don't know what it is.
If I have to speculate, and I don't really know what it could be with Hannah, but I think a part of it, at least for me, is I remember back on Colton's season of The Bachelor, Hannah was sort of like the weird one who was really bad at doing toast. She had all these weird facial expressions. She had like the Hannah Beast, like thing at the camera that was really, really funny. It was that she felt like she was such a total outcast. And I don't know if that's just a product of that environment or it's just like now that Hannah is being sort of treated like one of the best bachelorettes ever. She's really popular. It feels like, I don't want to call her one of the popular kids in class, but it feels like she doesn't feel like as much as like the offbeat underdog as she once did.
It feels a lot more like she's not necessarily a popular kid, but more closed off to opening up about herself. There's something that is just feels like it's more closed off than it used to be. And she is a lot more popular now, and she's a lot more famous now, so maybe she's a little more aware of something like that to maybe be like, okay, maybe I'm not going to pull the curtain back as much anymore. But it's making it harder for me to have a deeper connection with her through her dance.
And you know what? If she is more closed off, I kind of get it because you picked Dog Food Jingle Man on The Bachelorette, and you know, I know you didn't know everything about what was going down with Dog Food Jingle Man, who I'm no longer calling by his actual name, but still, but you know, I mean, I can't blame you for things you did not know and all that other sort of stuff. But she's had to deal with a lot of that. People probably being ridiculously unfair with that. She's had to deal with all the Luke P fans. Yep. She's had to deal with all these people who are like, oh, you should have picked Tyler. You should be with Tyler. All the Tyler fans. I'm sure after a certain while, it's just pretty much exhausting, and it just doesn't make you want to open up that much anymore.
It's true, but then she has now put herself on another reality show. True. So it's difficult to be in that position if it's like, oh, I don't really want to open up anymore, but I'm going to be on TV again. Yeah. Well, you can't have both then.
I know. And that is true, and that is a difficult part of it. But Allie, I think, recovered quite nice.
Yeah, she did.
Had good scores. I mean, it was a little bit weird to see Joker and Harley Quinn doing a tango. Like, this is where you do, like, jazz, and you have, like, Harley running around and smashing people with the mallet.
Something, like, super crazy. And the dance itself also just felt very...
Yeah.
I hate to say this, and I feel like people are going to come for me, but I was a little bored in it. And it was the same with Hannah. I'm sorry.
It just, well, I think that...
I'm sorry! It is how I felt tonight with those two dances. I was just kind of like... They're good.
Well, I think the thing is, it's Halloween, and the costumes were so cool, the makeup was so awesome. I think that did create this, like, elevated expectation, and Allie did get into character a little bit as Harley after the dance was over.
She did.
And that was really, really fun. I was just sort of thinking, why couldn't they incorporate more of that into the dance itself? I know they're limited somewhat by the style and by all of that sort of stuff, but I would have wanted to see more of that. And you know, we are big Harley Quinn fans over here. I mean, we would have embraced that.
Well, for sure. Our cat is named Harley Cat.
I know, exactly.
Because she's also a little devil.
Yeah, so I mean, I think there was just something more that could have been thrown in there. Lauren Elena, is she starting to be kind of like, I don't want to say underrated, but kind of like the sleeper pick, the person who nobody's really saying, oh, Lauren is the best week after week, and she may not be the best, but she's still there, and she's still doing really well.
Yeah, I feel like she's been pretty steadily near the top since the beginning. She's not someone who's necessarily, I've seen, growing a lot as a dancer. She has in some ways of more of like getting into more character and stuff like that. But as far as footwork and knowing the dances, she's been really just solid. Yeah. It's been kind of interesting that the judges haven't been more complimentary or praising her, being a little more about how good she is.
It's true, and to me, I think the thing that I've come to really enjoy the most about Lauren is watching her just sort of evolve as a person throughout this season. And yeah, I mean, she had the really emotional routine last week, but to go from that to then coming out here and really embracing being this sort of vampire character and the fangs and getting into it and having fun with it. I mean, yeah, she's used to performing, but when she's on stage, she is, you know, Lauren Elena, you know, Southern country singer. She's, you know, said that she's fairly conservative in a lot of her approaches to performing, and she's really going for it. And
she is, and even with her slipping, she's still just like whoop, right back up, and that's something that a professional would do. Oh, there was a mistake. boom, what's next? Let's just keep on rolling with it. And I was glad that the judges were complimentary of that, to be like, oh yeah, slip and boom, right back into it, no problem.
Like, I'd be happy if Lauren sticks around for a while. I mean, let's not get crazy here. I still want Kel to win, but she can be around for a little bit. All right, James Vanderbeek is future Dancing with the Stars winner. James Vanderbeek.
Let's just call it what.
Yeah, let's go ahead and give him his title.
What can we say about him? Just give him the mirror ball already. He's so beautiful as a dancer. I can't. I don't even know what to say about him anymore. Like, every week I feel like I'm
barking at herself in the mirror.
She's barking at herself over there, saying James is so good at this.
Well, okay. Well, here's the thing with James. I find that he is really talented, good at getting into character, committed. And I just think there's no way to see him going from the competition anytime soon because he has fans. And I think as long as he stays this solid, this is the only concern I have for James. Final four, maybe James has an off week. He doesn't do particularly great. Let's say Hannah is still there. Let's say Lauren is still there. Country music voters are huge. Mm-hmm. Let's say Sean is still there.
Oh, why are you no?
Is there a chance that James Vanderbeek goes in fourth place in that scenario?
I can't.
I'm not trying to put this evil out there. I'm just saying that it could happen.
But you are putting it out there. I can't. No.
Okay, well, I am going to go.
That question. Let's have this. It is Halloween, so bring out Evil Matt and let's say this horror show happened.
It will be a very dark day.
No, I can't see it.
No,
I can't. I can't see the judges picking anybody over James. I feel James has this on lock.
No, I think James makes it to the finale. I think James does a really cool free style, and I think James probably wins Dancing with the Stars. I think James is at the top of the leaderboard. I think there's a good chance Hannah still goes really far. Bachelor Nation, Lauren. Kind of interested. I want to see if Lauren and Hannah end up splitting some of the vote because both of them are Southern. I would assume they have kind of similar fans to some degree. Kel, probably not winning, but maybe you'll get a network deal, and then I can see you on TV every week. Okay.
At the very least, you can have Matt as a friend.
There you go. Isn't that the greatest prize at all, really? I know how to make really good cookies. I feel like that
is true.
I feel like that has to be good for something here. Cookies, orange soda, let's do it. I won't pour it on myself. Anyway, what did you guys think about tonight's Dancing with the Stars? Are you devastated that Karamo... I'm sorry to bring that up again. Are you devastated that Karamo is gone? Let us know in the comments. Try to cheer Jessica up. And if you like this video, be sure to give us a like, subscribe, and you can support us further by checking the link in the description to the CARTERMATT store. And we'll see you here next time.